more to learn and grow. Come more to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. Come more to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. Give praises to Jehovah, from whom all blessing and knowledge will flow. Blessing and knowledge will flow. The Village Talk Show, dedicating to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life, helping each one of us in realizing our dream at any age, any point, starting from today, day. Success. Come more to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. Come more to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. Success is not spoken, it is done. Success is done. Come on now. The Village Talk Show. Talk Show. The Village Talk Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Hey, good evening.
All right, welcome to the Village Radio Talk Show. I am Roderick Daly. I am your host, and with me is Dr. Joanne Bryant. I am going to be a little bit subdued today. You know, I'm not going to get on Dr. Bryant's nerves today, although I want to. So thank you for watching, viewing, sharing, subscribing to the Village Radio Talk Show, where we are dedicated to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life through education, helping each one of us realize our dreams at any age, at any point, starting from today. Bless up, Dr. Bryant. How you doing?
I am doing great. It's great seeing you out of the hospital. So welcome back. Welcome back.
You know, I am excited to be out of the hospital. I spent 10 days in the hospital. You know, it's funny. I didn't want to go to the hospital at the onset, but I'm glad I went, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I went because, you know, I met some wonderful, beautiful people. Some of you watch my live on Facebook. And you know, saw me thanking all of them. I mean, these doctors, nurses, PCAs, they were at my bedside day in and day out. I'm not fully passed through all of the struggles as yet, but I am really.
Roger, shut the hell up, man.
Right. I'm really excited to see you guys and spend some time with you guys. Spend some time with you guys. John.
What's up?
You know, I gotta tell you, welcome. I gotta tell you, you gotta bring me some of
I see you're home, my brother.
Yes, I got home late last night. They checked me out late last night. So for those of you out there, right, for those of you out there, so it wasn't the cancer that took me in. It was I had this thing called RSV, John. I didn't know what that was. I had RSV, yeah. I had RSV, I had pneumonia. My kidney was failing. All of those, you know. So it kept me. Man, I had 3 blood transfusions. Can you believe that crap? 3 blood transfusions. and one plasma transfusion.
Turn it up, Doc. I can't hear you. Can you hear me, Roderick?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. My voice is not as strong, so maybe it's me.
You can turn it up again. Okay? All right.
All right. So what's going on with both of you? How are things going? Tell me some of your plans for Thanksgiving for next week, because we're gonna be off next week for Thanksgiving. So tell me some of your plans. What are you guys planning on doing?
Ain't planning. My plan is to do shit. Nothing.
Nothing. So hopefully you're gonna eat something though.
Well, man, you know what? Thanksgiving, holidays, they are
A blessing.
Every day is a blessing.
Absolutely.
But
I definitely concur with
another
that.
commercialization of a holiday, another commercialization of Thanksgiving. It's every day is a blessing, and if we treated every day like Thanksgiving, maybe this world might be a different place.
Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. It's also my dad's favorite holiday too.
Mine's too.
Yeah, I don't like the other ones for the reason what you just said, John. Too much sensational.
Yeah, same thing with what's Thanksgiving.
Well,
everybody sitting at the table and doing what?
Well,
do that any week. Do that on the weekend.
No, if you do it right, John. If you do it right.
What's doing it right, Roger?
Doing it right means that you're going to bring your family on board. A large percentage of your family, some friends, close-knit unit. You enjoy. It's like having a party, right? A party around food. If you do it right, right? But I want to bring up a sad part of Thanksgiving as well, just like Christmas, right? Where a lot of people are lonely, are depressed, and they don't have the family structure. And that brings up the negativity that's involved in it, right? But if it is done properly, you go out, you feed the homeless, you feed the people in shelter.
Roger, but why don't we do that every day? Feed the homeless.
I don't disagree with you, John. But the fact of the matter is, it's not possible to do that every day. And the reason why
Monica Sanchez, you're wrong. Yes, right. Everything is every day is a blessing. That's
every
right,
day
Monica.
is a blessing.
You agree with me? Every day. You're right, Monica. Every day is a blessing.
Listen, nobody knows that more than me right now.
Hey,
right?
Hello. So every day is Thanksgiving for you.
No, but what I'm saying though, John, and I look at certain holidays in a different way, right? Certain holidays, I look at it like you're overly emphasizing a celebration, right? So it's not that you're not thankful of every day, but on this particular day, I'm gonna do more than I normally would.
You're gonna do more? Eat?
Well, it's not just
That's
eating. But it's not
what
just.
What more you gonna do?
Okay, so you're gonna have the opportunity to be with family and friends. That's important. You have a time to relax. You don't have to work. You don't have to worry about the kids doing homework. You don't have to do certain things. On that day, you could just partake of giving and enjoying. I agree with you. I don't like Christmas. Christmas is all about. I don't like Christmas at all because Christmas is all about what did you get me? Right? What did you get me? Oh, I don't like that. I can't believe you didn't get me anything. And blah, blah, blah. So that holiday I'm not fond of. I'm not fond of that holiday anymore. I used to like it when I was in Jamaica because you used to go to the merry-go-round. They used to do all these different things. I'm sure, I don't know if you remember that back, if you ever went back to Guyana.
Boxing Day, baby. Boxing Day.
Right. All those things. And I don't know about Dr. Brian. How do you remember any holidays in Haiti when you were younger that you enjoyed?
Evening, Jennifer, evening.
No, unfortunately, I came up here so young. So.
But you didn't go back around holiday times at all?
I went back twice since I came up here.
Okay. All right. I know our guest is expected on what time, Andre? What time is our guest?
She is.
Ms. Sanchez.
Oh, she's here.
Yes, she is.
All right. So she was scheduled at 7:30. So
bring her on. Bring Ms. Sanchez on at 7:30.
Bring Dr. Sanchez on. All right, so she was scheduled at 7:30.
Bring her on. Bring Miss Sanchez on.
Bring Dr. Sanchez on. All right, so she was scheduled at 7:30.
Again, feedback.
Dr. Sanchez, I think maybe your mic. Yeah, are you listening to something in the background, Dr. Sanchez?
I think she's listening to the show. Welcome.
There's nothing on my end.
Oh, pull your camera down. You got it.
I think I may be doing something wrong.
No, we
Andre.
I'm doing something. I don't know what I'm doing.
Andre, call her and tell her to turn on the audio.
Where's my audio?
And she also had to pull down her monitor down a little bit because you see the top of her head a little bit and a little bit less of her face.
I'm here, but I can't.
You can't hear us?
We can hear her, but something is wrong with her listening tools.
Got it.
Can you hear us, Dr. Sanchez?
All right, so we'll bring her back on in a few.
Simone, welcome.
Thank you for everyone who are tuning in, who actually are participating in this conversation. Thank you for joining us this evening. All right, Victor says Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday because of
what's up, brother Vic?
Roderick stated the gathering of the loved ones, many that you haven't seen all year, food, fun, and fellowship.
Yeah, if you do it right.
Yo, Vic, but I haven't seen you bring no food around. So
John, I was saying, right, I forgot to tell you what I wanted was for you to bake me some of that
my sweet bread again.
Yeah, and bring it over, man. I could use some.
No problem, brother.
No, honestly, you want to hear the truth? Like when I was at the hospital for those 10 days, those CNA, I'm used to saying CNA because back in the days that's what they were called. The CAs, yo, man, they would bring me my turkey sandwich, my tuna sandwich, my cup of coffee.
Spoiled. That's what it was. He was being waited on hand and foot. That's what it is.
Yo, John, I was hooked up on morphine, man. I was like, oh man. But then it kind of burned a little bit, but then it relaxed me. The morphine, the oxycodone. I don't know, John. But John, can you bake me a cake? I think I would like that. That's what I would like.
I'll put some morphine in it.
Well, I don't need the morphine. You could put the oxycodone. You know, you could do the oxycodone, but not the morphine. The morphine, I kind of feel like an allergic reaction. So while Dr. Sanchez is figuring out, the biggest news is George Santos, right? The biggest news is George.
No. I don't know if that's the biggest news. The biggest news is that federal lawsuit that woman brought against Sean Puffy Combs.
Well, we're gonna get to that.
Yo,
that's a bombshell.
Let me tell you something.
You know, allegations like that have ruined a lot of people, my friend.
And you know, others will be coming out.
R. Kelly.
Hello, R. Kelly. Yeah.
Well.
This is what I think personally. I think she's after money.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. One of the former ones that she used to speak to, that he blew up his car, actually agreed that he did blow up his car.
Kid Cudi.
Again, I believe strongly that all of a sudden you're going to hear that the case was settled.
But he offered her eight figures. She turned it down.
Right. I believe she is going to settle. It's about money.
I don't know how much truth that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think about it, John?
He offered her anything from $10 million she was looking for $30 million.
Right.
So
So
if she's offering, if
wait.
she's off, if
So
she
if
was
she's looking for
offering him
30
$10
million,
million,
is that money?
this lawsuit wouldn't be here.
Right. If you said she asked for 30 million, isn't that money?
That's but she said he made an offer. Dr. Bryant said there was an alleged offer for 8 figures.
Right.
So that means 8 figures had to start at $10 million.
Yeah.
So if you sue him for 30 and somebody's offering you 10, I would have. Majority of people would take 10 million.
Now, maybe she's worth 10 million already. She's an entertainer, so she feel like she needed more.
But maybe it's not. That's the whole point. Maybe it's not about the money.
It's not about the
I
money.
think it could also be about bitterness too.
Well, she's married, but she wants.
I think it could be about bitterness. It was she was at 19. It was his girlfriend.
19 and he was 37.
Yeah, but it was his girlfriend, and they were dating for 10 years.
Well, you know what? Even though you're dating for 10 years, if rape could still happen at any point.
I'm not saying that
That's
what
a lawsuit.
No, I'm not saying that what she's alleging is not true. Right? What I am saying, however, is that, thank you, Janice, is that hey Janice, can you bring down to the floor where I was and then show the people them if you can, and so I could thank them piece by piece and just let me know who's there.
I think Dr. Sanchez is back on.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Hello. Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello. Hi, Roderick. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Dr. Doc. How is everything going?
Everything is good. Everything is good.
Excellent. It's great seeing you. I wasn't invited this summer to the party, so I'm a little bit upset about that.
What party?
Which one of the parties?
John, you hear that? Which one? That means I was invited to none. Right? I wasn't invited to none.
I ain't hear nothing about no party.
Yeah, me too. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that. Well, welcome, officially Dr. Monica Sanchez, my Guyanese Benny. Yeah, my Guyanese Benny.
Yeah. It's nice to see you and hear you too, Roderick.
Yes.
I'm very familiar with your journey.
Yes, thank you. I'm actually very excited to be on the show today. I didn't think I was going to make it today, so I'm very excited. From child of a child, your mother was 12 when she had you. Right?
Amazing.
Right? I love that, and look what you have become. Very, very proud of you. Is that why you named it? Is that why the title came about? Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I apologize.
No.
Let me pause.
No, go ahead. You got this.
No. Let me pause. Dr. Bryant, go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead.
No.
I'm
glad you're at the hospital. Introduce.
No, Dr. Bryant.
Our guest. Go ahead, Mr. Daly. Introduce our guest, our beautiful guest.
No, that's
beautiful smile.
Dr. Sanchez. We're gonna go through this for a couple of seconds because that's her line, and I took it from her. I want her to go to her line, so she's not gonna win this argument until she go to her line. Dr. Bryant. Tell us a little bit who you are, Dr. Sanchez, before I get started.
Well, I'm a Guyanese Benny, as you put it. I was born in Guyana, migrated at a very young age to the U.S., always been in love with my country. And my book, the title of my book, A Child of a Child, my mom had me very young at the age of, I was born in December and she turned 13 in February.
Wow.
So she was 12 when she had me. So the name of my book, A Child of a Child, really emphasized that. But the reason for the name and for the book is because of the work that I now do through my foundation at the United Nations, you know that I'm a big advocacy for the SDG, the Sustainable Development Goals, especially for education and 5, gender equality. And so I work so much with young people, and a lot of my work has taken me to Africa, and having a firsthand experience with young girls who have babies who shouldn't be having babies, and all of the drama, so to speak, that comes with it. Because we focus on education, and it's just, and my book tells it all. It's just a very emotional journey, you know. It's a very emotional journey. You know that Miss Carcom Foundation empowers and promotes young girls, young people in the whole. We try to advocate for marginalized communities, and because of that, my journey took me to Africa. So I went to Gambia, Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Uganda, places like that. And we were able, what Miss Carcom also do is teach life skills to young people, not necessarily girls alone, because we advocate for the Sustainable Development Goals. And you know that the UN goals um, says leave no one behind, you know, and so what we do, they say no poverty by the year 2030, but we know that's not going to happen. So Ms. Caricum teaches life skills, things like hairdressing, hat making, cake baking, things that you normally know to do already. But we run a program that's called UNESCO Institute of Fashion Education under UNESCO, a commission that I also have under Ms. Caricom, and we certify them so that you now, for example, in Nigeria, we have graduated more than 250,000 students, graduates, and the local bank took notice of what we're doing, and the local banks have given startup loans to 30% of our graduates. So they now have their own business. So you may have a little cake shop, or you may start up a business doing hair or doing nails or sewing, things like that. So because of having my hands on, put on the ground, so to speak, I was encouraged to tell my own story, and that's the result of this book.
That is awesome. I love the fact that you are truly a testimony, to say that even being a child of a child, you can one day become someone who impacts so many other children around the world. So, how was it like growing up having a child mom? You know, just having a young person as a mom.
Well, it's a story that a lot of people will share or have. And as a Guyanese, as because I was born in Guyana, and my mom, you know, in the book I talk a little bit about Guyana of itself, because
Mhm.
of course Guyana is my interest, and I wanted to spotlight some of the issues that I face personally, because my mom is Portuguese and Indian, and my dad was Black. They both passed away, but being a product of that, of course, I was a baby, and I could only go by what happened after the fact. The racial divide has created some of the hardship that I went through, and I talk about some of it in the book. And I know that it's still happening in Guyana, you know, apart from the fact that my mom totally a child cannot raise a child. You know, we have age limit. You can't drive until you're a certain age. You can't drink until you're a certain age. We have age limits on growing up. So there are stages of life that you have to go through in order to get to do certain things in life. And definitely having a baby need to have a stage, an age limit that you should also be subjected to, and I really do think that society and leaders of society need to have more interest in trying to get this to a place that it needs to go, because it's a fractured society. Because if you have a child having a child, that's a fracture mechanism making a fractured mechanism. A baby having a baby, definitely you don't know how to raise that child. I know there are no GPS into having and raising children, but still there are limitations.
So I want to go back to something that you mentioned, having a limitation in children. How do you, with the idea of pro-choice and pro-life,
Mhm.
um, how would you propose to get that done?
Well, you have pro-life and pro-choice, and what I'm saying is that leaders, the the emphasis should be on the individual.
Mhm.
And like I said, we have age limit for drinking, age limit for being charged as an adult, age limit for certain things. Why is it then something so important as bringing a life into the world? Okay. All outside of all of the other issues, just having that child, bringing a child into the world. When I had my baby, I did not know about anything about a birth certificate, which is an identity until you go to your grave. And it's something so essential. Now, how can a 12-year-old child be responsible for naming this child? You know,
I
there are so
agree.
many issues.
I agree. It's funny. I was literally having a conversation with somebody about uh, things that kids can do and it's not okay, and things that they can do that's okay, and you as a parent have limited rights with that. So it lends to further conversation. But I agree with you. I think there has to be some level of control, right? Control about what really can and cannot happen, especially for a young person. So we want to move on. I want to know a little bit about the Indo-Afro influences in your life, and you talked in the book about you've been part of both worlds, right? And what that was like. And it's kind of interesting, not to give away, I might be giving away some of the stuff from the book, but when you were in one place, you were a princess, is another place you were Cinderella, right? But also, let's go back a little bit and talk about the Afro Guyanese issue and why that is important for people to understand in terms of where you're coming from. Because even now I speak to like people prominent Guyanese, right? And even up till today, the Afro-Indo Guyanese issue is major. So talk about that and why was that important? And then we're gonna get to your childhood, you being princess in one place and Cinderella in the next.
Well, listen, the racial issue or the cultural issue is very important because Guyana is predominantly Indo-Afro Guyanese. And the
Mhm.
reason for that is that both races were brought to Guyana as workers.
Mhm.
They were brought there as servants, and they both contributed to what Guyana is today. And I think that they both should share equally on the benefits of taking credit or whatever it is for what Guyana is today. The thing about it is that even then, when I was born or before I was born, and the inception of all of this,
Mhm.
um, race has always been a card that's used by the players, and um, and it's so important to emphasize this, because even right now on the political arena in Guyana, race is still being used. It's still being used in a way to destroy the people,
Mhm.
and the people are the Indo and the Afro Guyanese. And this started way back when they both Indo and Afro Guyanese were just slaves. They were just slaves in different category, but they were all brought there. But they were left there and they developed the country. But so many years later, we're still seeing the same structure that's in place, the same kind of strategies that are in place, using the race card
Mhm.
politically for benefits. So it's something that, I think, as you know, Guyana now has oil, and we are destined to be the richest country in the world in 5 years. I mean, a country that population is below 1 million, and a country that has all these resources right now. And I went to Guyana 4 times this year, and I
Wait,
was
wait,
in
wait,
the
wait. Stop,
capital city.
stop, stop. You went to Guyana again. I wasn't invited to the party. I wasn't invited to Guyana. John. We're outsiders, John. I bet you invited Danny. I bet you invited Danny, right?
Well, listen,
But anyway,
did
you
you
see,
know that I took? Did you know that I took John to Guyana? Asked him. So it's just you.
okay, so I'm waiting. So you were saying about the you've been to Guyana 4 times when I interrupted you.
Yeah, because I'm trying to um, strategically try to establish some form of educational system where I could share what I have been doing with other countries now in Guyana with my own countries. But I was in the capital city and there are children walking the street hungry at night. And in a country with less than 1 million people, where Exxon is extracting $5 million in oil a day, which is 1 billion Guyana dollars a day, children shouldn't be hungry and walking in the street at night, homeless.
You know what? You need to repeat that.
That's a very
No,
powerful.
no, no, no. Monica, you need to repeat that because that is extremely important.
Oh,
You
about
have
Yeah,
all of you have tremendous amount of economic growth going on, but it seems that that has not trickled down to the everyday Guyanese person living in Guyana. What is the problem? There is no connection between the business and the government, and that's the key. There is no connection between the politics and the business side in order for that to translate and trickle down to the everyday common Guyanese person in Guyana. And that's why we are always under a million people in population because we do not share economic growth with the everyday citizens of Guyana.
and
you
that is so true. There's a big gap between the people and the politics,
Mhm.
and there is absolutely no excuse for having an 8 and 9-year-old child walking the street at night begging for something, money for something to eat. That should not happen. It should not happen in Guyana.
you know you spoke about one time your your grandmother. I can't remember her name because you had one grandmother named Virginia and the other grandmother
Yeah.
put you out and you were beaten by her out of embarrassment, and then you were beaten by Mr. Holder, and then he put you out and you were starving. So I'm wondering Are you
Hey,
making?
hey, hey, Monica, tell them Guyanese love to beat, boy.
Yeah, well,
They love to
West
beat.
Indians love to beat, but it was funny, John, that it was her Afro Guyanese side in the book that did more beating than the Indo Guyanese side, which was very interesting. I don't, you
No,
didn't
no,
mention.
man. I
No,
know
I'm not
that.
saying no.
My
I'm not saying
grandfather
no,
loved to beat.
but she can explain that. But I'm wondering if those moments of hunger and starvation added to your fervent for helping these people that you see who are hungry, knowing also there's opportunities for money and feeding. That's why you're traveling the world and recognized around the world, by the way. And congratulations on your recognition. I think you were recognized by the UN. You were recognized by Hillary Clinton, um, the president. I forgot the country in which that president came,
Gambia,
Zambia,
right?
and recognize you, and you got your doctorate. I believe partly because of that work that you have done around the world. But do you think, knowing about the book, and ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Dr. Monica Sanchez. She's the author of Child of a Child,
Mhm.
talking about her legacy, growing up in Guyana, going through being disadvantaged. Great book, great read, especially if you want to understand from the I don't want to call her rich, but from rags to riches, right? Like being abused as a child, but that didn't stop you from the level of success. So just make that connection for us. How did your childhood affect your adulthood and your your
And
hunger,
how
the
did her
abuse,
childhood
stuff?
motivate
Yes,
you to go in the direction that you want? Because
right,
some people
exactly.
might go astray. So, what triggered, or what was that light bulb that says, okay, this is how I need to go?
Well, for me, education has always been a front runner. You know, when I was very young and I was in Guyana, I didn't get a chance to um, really enjoy education or fulfill my educational journey. I was put out or dropped out or taken out of school at a very young age, but I always wanted to. Um, I was very observant, and because of the abuse, I was looking for something that would make it better.
Mhm.
And looking around, even as a young child, and it has a lot to do with culture. You know, you spoke a little bit about my Indo and Afro side of the family. My father, who is black, he passed away. His side of the family is black, and my mother side is Portuguese and Indian. And of course, um, the two sides, because of the political temperature of the country,
Mhm.
because of this political temperature of the country, is where most of the hostility and all of the abuse generated from that. And that's why my book not only tell my story, but I try to highlight a little bit about what these issues are and some of the things that need addressing in the country.
Mhm.
And but getting back to what I think you want to ask me is education. Education took me out of the slums. Education, my quest and my hunger for education took me out of that. So after I had my babies, I went back to school. After I migrated, I went back to school, and I have some of my colleagues lovingly call me the everlasting student because I'm always engaging into something, a learning experience, something to take me to another level. So education is the key. You know, Guyana, because we were British Guyana, we were sometimes labeled as being one of the most educated countries in the Caribbean. But I
Mhm.
beg to differ that you have so much illiteracy in Guyana because outside of the city area, and this is one of the reasons why the government is able to manhandle the people in such a way that politics don't connect to people and people don't benefit, because education is the key. Education is the key. Even though you might have maybe 50 or 60% of people have cell phones and social media, they're not educated as to what is happening here.
That's true.
You know, they're not educated as to this process. They don't even understand the magnitude of wealth that Guyana has and the minimum amount of people and how this should be handled. They don't understand the politics that is being played out. We have the highest suicide rate. You have young girls committing suicide, young boys committing suicide. A lot of these things are based on molestation, and molestation, you find this in communities that are marginalized, that are not exposed to city life. They don't have protection, social protection, police. They can't go turn to, there's no a security agency like a police or police officer, or someone who can protect their security. So they're exposed. They're not protected. And you speaking about the a large percentage of young people, and that's the reason why the suicide rate is high. So there's a lot of issues, but all of it can be umbrella under lack of education. And for me, education took me out of the box. I was fortunate enough to marry someone who was very kind and loving. So in my adulthood, I pursue education, and I was able, as you guys may know, to meet Mr. Glover 20 something years ago, and this gave me a whole different window to the world. My relationship with the UN, and this has led me to many countries where I see the need and for education. And as a matter of fact, I'll slip this in there. I am now promoting, marketing, and distributing a gadget that's called a chip server, and it's being marketed as a portable classroom because it does not use the internet. It does not use Wi-Fi. It can share information to 100 people without using the Wi-Fi. So I am right now, that is one of my biggest project right now, because you find in rural areas, in marginalized community, children are under tree, and they are not able to have that access to education. So this is another one of the things, I just plug it in there, that I'm doing. So education is the key. Education rescued me, you know? I don't know if that explains.
No. That explains it, because the thing is, everyone has a why on why they do what they do
This
currently,
is your why,
and that is your why.
you know.
So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Now,
Um,
there's something about your brother. Can you share a little about your brother and how he played a major role in your life overall?
Wow.
Oh,
But my
oh,
mom had three children. Of course, I was the first, and I have a brother and a sister after that. My brother and myself is same father, same mother. So teenage, making teenage. But anyway, we weren't in the same area, separated because of all of the issues. And I didn't know he was my brother until later in life. But the lesson, and I heard Roderick says he doesn't like Christmas anymore. My birthday is December 23rd.
yeah, so let's
But
say,
even beyond that, my brother died on Christmas Day.
Mm.
So Christmas is a harsh lesson for me. Anyway, um, one of the things I would share about him is that Thanksgiving is coming up, and you're talking about families and getting together and all this kind of stuff. I learned a very hard lesson with my brother, because when you read the book, there was an incident, and basically I got upset with him, and I held on to that grudge for a long time, and he passed away, like I said. and I never really had a chance to
Well,
enjoy my brother, so to speak. We spoke before he died, and I mean, I buried him and all that other stuff, but I lost maybe 10 years of time that I could have spent with him, getting to know him, sharing some of his life, having him share some of mine, because I held a grudge. I was upset about something, and I couldn't let it go. And so the lesson that I learned is that it's not worth it. And anger and resentment and hostility, it should not, you know, should not be packed in luggages that we carry around. You know, it should be like McDonald's, take away, you eat it and let it go. And, it shouldn't be something that you harbor and keep, because you lose. There are no winners there. So the lesson I learned from him, that even now I forgive easily now. Some people say I'm an idiot, a fool, whatever, but I forgive easily now because I learned that you lose more than you gain.
And tomorrow's not promised to you.
mm,
So that time, it's wasted time that could be spent in joy and peace and making more memories together.
You you
So
you,
thank you
Indeed.
for sharing that.
the anger, you spoke about the anger as demonic, right? As demonic.
Yes.
um and you still have regrets up to today. It's funny that you're saying that, and there's something that's weighing on me. um when you talk about anger, um so I'm gonna think about it. You're just reading that and seeing that and hear you talking about it. um I'll think about it. I probably won't change my mind,
Because
but
he's stubborn. He's stubborn, stubborn,
no, it's
stubborn,
not about being
stubborn,
stubborn.
stubborn.
You know how you talk about your Cinderella story.
He's stubborn.
If there was a Cinderella, that would be me, right? Right. um and so
I want to take another
um
Cinderella.
that person, as a matter of fact, do you want to talk about that Cinderella? I mean, I don't want you to give away too much of the book. Do you want to talk about that Cinderella piece?
Well, listen, and this is why I advocate so strongly for children having children, because as a child you're innocent. You're not really exposed to, adults are supposed to be your light. They're supposed to be the guardian that lead you and teach you and all that, protect you and all that stuff. But you are exposed as a child. You're exposed to a lot of hardship, a lot of, you can be loved and nurtured, or you can be abused.
Mm-hmm.
In my case, I was abused. um I was abused a lot. And a lot of it was unnecessary because I was a good girl. I still am. But anyway, a lot of it has to do, and looking back, my father, mother, who did a lot of the abuse, on her deathbed, she cried and cried and cried for me to go see her and forgive her before. But I didn't even know what I was supposed to be forgiven, because when these things are happening to you as a child,
Mm-hmm.
you don't understand what is happening. You only know that you're being abused. You don't even know why. You don't. I going back to my mom, I don't even think she understood why she was a victim. She didn't even understand a race war, what was going on. Because I was born at a time when there was an election that was very chaotic, because it was changing of the guards from one party to the next, which is Indian to blacks, and there was a lot of violence. And my paternal grandmother, my mother's family,
Mm-hmm.
was devastated by this. My grandfather was beaten, and my mom was almost raped, but she, was, she wasn't. And but a lot, and all my grandparents' property were burned to the ground, like 7 houses and all these kind of things. And people keep money under their beds that time, and so they lost everything. So they started over, um, poorer than poor, you know. So, but a lot of this is caused by ignorance and by the players using race as a tool to succeed. And so many people, innocent people, are getting wrapped up in this web and suffering. And
Yeah.
it's happening right now in Guyana. Right now, it's happening. Right now.
Not only
Right
God.
now, you still have it.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because you still see this not only in Guyana but all around the world, and that you're advocating for children all over the world. Unfortunately, we have a lot of innocent young people who are getting abused the same way. And you think that, hey, these are people who come out to help you and to steer you in the right direction, but sometimes they have other agendas. And that's why we have to safeguard our children as much as possible and just keep your eyes open, to things not everyone have the same agenda at all. They come with a certain package thinking, it looks this way, but unfortunately, um, it looks a different way. It is what it is. So a couple of things. Wow, Ja, Lord, we need you. Reds Reed wrote that.
The book is a good read because it talks about some
What
other
yeah.
issue outside of my own journey.
I want to ask you, Queen. Let's go to Queen. Let's just stop talking about the bad moments. You believe at 18 years old you're going to win that pageant. You're Queen. Tell us about that. Tell it. I mean, don't give away too much.
Listen,
Don't give away too much.
in in as much as I had the Cinderella life, in as much as I was suffering and I was abused and all that, I was always this. They used to says that people used to talk about the way I walk, the way I carry myself, and so I always believe I'm royalty, and I still do.
All right now. All right now. She looks like royalty.
Queen,
That's
Queen,
right.
Queen Monica Sanchez.
Oh yes. So Peter Brass was the guy, and he's the guy that had that event, and it was so wonderful. And this opened up a brand new world to me, because it's and this is the reason for my starting the Miscara Compassion that I do, because as a queen myself, as a winner of a pageant myself, I never realized that how much emphasis is placed on a beauty queen. When you win a pageant, you rise up to a different status level. You have that crown and that sash and that title, and everyone start treating you very differently. Everyone wants to be in your company, want to take a picture. I got so many presents, I got so much attention. And so I felt at that moment that, wow, this has taken my whole personality. It had empowered me so much that I now felt like a whole person. So why not share this with other women and have other women feel this way? And amazingly enough, when I started the pageant myself, um, a lot of my delegates, when you get to know them, are broken girls. And I want to just bear with me, because I want to make this point, that what it is that beautiful women, or women who are fairly attractive, are prejudged. They are prejudged, and they're pre-labeled. And you will find a lot of that in society. And we see that a few years ago, you have Miss America committed suicide in New York, and we have a lot of beauty queens that commit suicide. But you are pre-labeled and prejudged. But also, you are a victim because that beauty attracts the wrong kinds of attention, and you are not able to represent yourself in the same way that another person would be able to represent themselves in defending yourself. Because when you go to defend yourself, you are labeled as being this, as being that. So your defense is weakened because automatically it's not given the same kind of importance that it should be given, you know? So, yes, my Cinderella story took me to another level. It gave me a certain amount of confidence and an air about myself that I already had. And it was a wonderful thing, and it's something that I have over the years since I started doing the Miss CARICOM International have shared and watched other women, young women, you know, evolve in this, and see how much it has impacted their lives, you know. We um we have some of our queens. We have Miss Haiti. We have two queens from Haiti, and I just noticed one of my hosts, you mentioned that her Haitian background. We had two queens from Haiti, and during the floods we packed two containers. Mama Clark was around at that time, and I went to Haiti with my queen. And so these are some of the things that the girls they do, you know. So it's really an awesome journey to be one, a delegate, but even more awesome to win a pageant.
So Monica, what are your next steps? What's going on? Let's what's going on in the future?
Well,
What we got going? What's happening?
well, you know, I'm speaking to my one of my past judges there from my inaugurative pageant when we went to Guyana. Senator Sampson was there. He was one of my judges at that event, and I'm
Beautiful.
hoping that I could invite you again next year. We're planning to come back after COVID. We've had the last three pageants online. And so we're having an in-person pageant next year. So I will update you, and I hope that you would be able to attend as a VIP judge.
Love
John,
it, love it, love it.
John, I don't like how
Roger,
you're.
stay home. Roger, stay home.
I don't know. I feel Monica. I feel a certain kind of way. It's only John. I
Keep
need to
feeling
hear.
that way,
I
baby.
need to hear
But
Roderick.
listen,
You're invited
but
too.
but you are VIP. You are three times VIP at
Okay.
my next event because you would be center stage.
All right. That sounds better. That sounds a little bit better. I have to outdo Dr. I just want to say, hey, what's up to everybody watching? Empress Danielle, Monet, Maureen. Hi, Auntie Maureen. Hopefully you're coming this weekend to make me some nice lobster. She makes a killer lobster, killer seafood, lobster, crab, and shrimp. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hopefully she's coming by to make it. Um, you know, what you why did you name the pageant CARICOM, Miss CARICOM? You're Guyanese. Why Miss CARICOM? And I'm glad, and Dr. Brown should be excited that two of your past winners were Haitian or of Haitian descent. But why CARICOM? Why not? Because you're Miss Guyana USA. So tell us why.
Well, first of all, even though I am Guyanese, like I said, after I left and I migrated, I got deep into my region, deep into the UN, and being at the UN, as a Guyanese at the UN, I was able to tap into all things Caribbean because Guyana didn't have proper representation at the UN. So I started to attach myself to other countries in the Caribbean that had more representation or were more actively involved. But as a Guyanese, I still want to be attached to Guyana. So I started to put a lot of thought into it. And I said, you know what? I don't only want to help women in Guyana, I want to help women in the Caribbean. And women in the Caribbean have I wouldn't say, they're a little bit less sought after because of physical structure. We got a lot of lips and hips and tits. You know what I mean? And I was out here in the modeling world, and I was part of what's going on out here, and everyone had to be paper thin. And so I said, you know what? I want to showcase and show off my people. So I want to do all my Caribbean girls. So I am going to go with CARICOM. And at the same time, I was a little bit involved in the politics of the Caribbean. You know, I am a very strong advocate for human rights, and I was following CARICOM and what they were trying to accomplish. And I wanted to do something that would showcase and spotlight a little bit more on the region of what they were doing. So I said, hey, why not accomplish two goals at one time, showcase my girls, and at the same time, put a spotlight on CARICOM. So here we are a region and we're trying to accomplish these things. So, and then Mr. Glover jumped in, and then that made it even more that it was, wow, yes, definitely the spotlight would be on CARICOM. So that's how I decided to do CARICOM. And I was at that time very good friends with then the Secretary General, Dr. Carrington. Dr. Edward Carrington was Secretary General of CARICOM. And I used to talk with him to mentor me as to doing a pageant. And then he said, yes, this is a great idea. You know, go ahead and do it. So
And the rest is
that
history.
was the,
So tell us how we can access you. Tell us about how we can get the book. Where's the book? um you know Before you even get to that, the inspiration, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you get a chance to read her book, right? If you get a chance to read the book, um A Child of a Child. You have this grown woman, by the way, in a baby stroller on the front cover. I was looking at it and I was laughing to see the grown woman in a baby stroller. Um, what kind of kick? It was your grandmother alive when you? Is your grandmother alive? Did she see this book? Your paternal grandmother, because she was young? I mean, did anybody say anything to you, especially because the light that you placed your paternal grandmother in was one really of being abusive, right? Did you get any family kickback? Any family lashback? Not kickback, family lashback. Any family?
well, most family members were very aware of her treatment of me because she singled me out, like I said, and most of it was just based on race. I think it was just based on who my mother was. So yeah, so most of the family understood, and some of them witnessed some of the abuse. So they've always been sympathetic towards me because of it, because it was so extreme that they could not understand why it was happening. And of course, I myself didn't even know why it was happening. So they have always been sympathetic. The family hasn't been abusive. It's just that grandmother that was, I don't know, insane. And it's so amazing that my mother was quite the opposite of her. She was the loving, caring, sharing, nurturing person. That so I have two grandmothers that are on totally opposite end of the spectrum.
Mhm.
But no, to answer your question, they are aware of the abuse that I went through. It was so unnecessary. It was a lot of unnecessary, spiteful, vindictive abuse. Even like I was in prison. I spoke about that in a book. you
Right.
know and she did that on purpose, just to have me um punished. So she did a lot of things that was very, very cruel, and most family members are aware of it. So no, I didn't get that lashback from them. As for um inspiration with the book, I would love if young people would read the book, even older people would read the book, because I think there's a lesson in there about race relations. It's
Mhm.
also a lesson there about nurturing younger folks, especially women, the kind of danger that gender is exposed to from the time they're born, from the time girls are born, they're victims. And society needs to band together to put more protection in place for girls. So there's a lot of interesting topics that I cover apart from my own story. And so it's a good read. It's available on Amazon, and I hope that that a lot of people would just read the book.
Absolutely,
Uh,
absolutely.
the,
Where
the,
can they purchase the book? That's important. Where can they get it?
It's it's on Amazon. A Child of a Child by Monica Sanchez. It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon. And I know that there are some folks like me, dinosaurs like me, and so if they contact me, I have copies of the book also. You know, I am now a great grandmother. Most of you might know I'm 64. I'm a two-time cancer survivor. I also had a stroke, so I'm counting my blessings. I'm really truly just counting my blessings.
And you're bringing sunshine everywhere you go. That's for sure. You have a beautiful smile that can light up any room. Um,
Thank you so much.
it's so true. Are you going to have a book
Monica,
signing?
Monica is available. By the way, people, she gets out. That she's, if those of you know Monica can concur that she's full of energy. She lights up the room. She is a different persona, right? I don't think I've ever seen you upset ever. I've known you for close to 20 years, and I don't think I've ever seen you upset, not even one time. Um, you always have that smile on your face, even when something didn't go the way you planned. Um,
True.
I can't remember. She's always available to speak, so she loves to go out and speak to young ladies, speak at schools, um, and get things done, and is struggling in life. Do you have an email in case people want to reach you by email or anything of the sort?
Yeah, my email is missscip@gmail.com, and our website is misscarcom.org. But we're all over social media, so definitely if you just put in Monica or Miss Caricom, or even sometimes even when you put Danny Glover, we pop up.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet?
Oh wow, interesting story. Um, I told you, I when I migrated, I was modeling, and so I was one of those social butterflies everywhere you see me, just like now. And we were at Radio City Music. As a matter of fact, it was Haiti 100 celebration, 100 years celebration, and he was the keynote speaker,
Yeah.
Okay.
and he was there at backstage, and I was backstage because I had friends, and so as usual there was a large crowd around his dressing room, and we were right across the hall from him. And so I was with my goddaughter, and she kept saying, let's go, let's go. I'm like, I'm not getting in that crowd and fighting for an autograph, no way. But he's larger than life. So he was looking over the crowd at me and winked, and she saw it, and she's like, yes, 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 he winked.
Danny Glover winked at my godmother.
So she grabbed my card and took it over to him. She went through the crowd and she went right to him, and she says, my godmother wants your number. And then he wrote his number on the back of the card with a little heart and sent it back to me. And when she came back, he winked again. And I was like, what? So I was, I was going home. This was in 2003. So it's next year. It's 20 years. So I was going home and I dialed the number. You had those big cell phones. So I picked up my phone and I dialed the number, and I heard the exact same recording that he has now on his phone. You've reached that, blah, 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 whatever. And I hang up and I was like, oh my God. It's a real number. I thought it wasn't a real number. And amazingly enough, because she had given him my card with my number, the next morning I was getting my son ready for school, the baby at the time, and my phone rang and somebody says, Sanchez. And I said, who's this? And he says, Danny Glover. And I put the phone up like this and hollering. I couldn't believe it. So that was the beginning, and that was it.
So that was history.
Yeah.
So,
but he's an extraordinary person, a very extraordinary humanitarian, fights for human rights all over the world, and a great friend,
I through you, I met him, I believe, 3 times, I think, through you. I remember when he came to Brooklyn at Sip and Chat, and you invited me to that event. I don't remember how long ago that was, but I think it was the first time I met him. Nice guy, very, very nice man. Looks different from what he looks like on TVs. It was kind of cool. Monica, it's an honor. It's a pleasure talking to you. Everybody, please go out and get Child of a Child by Dr. Monica Sanchez. Forward by the one and only Danny Glover. What was that? What were those famous movie, John, that he starred in, him and Mel Gibson? What was the name of it?
Yeah.
I'm too old for this shit.
No.
Lethal Weapon.
I forgot the name. What was the name? What was the name of the movies that he was in?
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. That's it. Lethal Weapon.
The purple, color purple.
No, it was Lethal Weapon.
Also, he's in the color purple.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying,
he
was in Color Purple for True as well. And I haven't seen him in a movie lately. You need to talk to him and tell him that he needs to come back on the screen. I haven't seen him recently.
No, he's been in a lot of movies. He's doing Netflix, and he's been in a lot of movies lately.
Okay, I haven't seen him on the big screen.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe he needs to a Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Him and Mel. So thank you so much, Monica, for joining the village, ladies and gentlemen. Please get her book, Child of a Child. It's on Amazon. You can email her, contact her on social media. She has copies at home. If you just want to have her mail you one so that you can get out, just Zell her. How much are the books?
$30.
$30. All right.
Yes, the funds are being used for the advocacy that we're doing with the young girls in Africa.
Perfect. Right. Perfect. If you just don't talk about it, be about it. So, and that's what you're doing. So thank you.
And thank you for the work that you do around the world.
And John and I are looking forward for the invitation for next year and your birthday party this year. Because I know you're having a party. I know you. So looking forward. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ruth. Thank you so much, John. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me, and feel better.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank
I'm,
you.
I'm working on that. John and Joanne have been very encouraging. So I'm working on that. So I thank you. All right. Have enjoy the
It's
rest
a
of.
pleasure.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Bye
Um.
bye.
Bye bye. John.
You.
We're going to
Um.
go to commercial quickly and we'll come right
Sure.
back.
Go ahead.
Footprints Cafes now offers Caribbean flatbreads, available in 11 mouthwatering flavors, including favorites like jerk chicken, curry chicken, honey garlic chicken or shrimp, ackee and saltfish, garlic cheese, and more. Our flatbreads are satisfying and can be enjoyed by the entire family. So make it a flatbread night at Footprints and enjoy the fusion of flavors. These flatbreads are so good, you might just have to fight for that last piece. Good thing there's plenty more where that came from. Get yours today from any of our Footprints locations. Want to enjoy your flatbread at home? Then order on Uber Eats and get it delivered right to your door. We'll see you there.
Call Howard Housing Solution today for all your real estate needs. Sellers, we can get top dollar for your home, and our vast network of professionals can facilitate your move and help you purchase your dream home in another state. Buyers, we have a pulse on the market and can get you in a home quickly. Property owners, we can manage your property efficiently and allow you peace of mind. So why wait? Call Howard Housing Solutions today at 646-825-5560 for your sale, purchase, or property management needs. Conveniently located in East New York, Brooklyn. You can come to us at 577 New Lots Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, or we can visit in the comfort of your home. Call Howard's Housing Solutions today at 646-825-5560. Howard Housing Solutions. Real estate simplified.
That can picture. That should be able to picture. Ladies and gentlemen, we're brought to you by Grace Family Adult Social Daycare. As a matter of fact, they've started visiting. So you come by 10 to 2 Tuesdays and Thursdays. Come out, enjoy yourself, enjoy your day. 1330 Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. For more information, call 646-504 5778, or you can call 347-962-7168. Visit the Grace Family Adult Social Daycare online at gracefamilyasdcare.com, or shoot them an email, and so you can get back. All Medicaid is accepted. If you're not sure if you have Medicaid, there are people there to help you to do whatever that needs to get done. Again, we ensure a healthy and happy life for our adults. Come out, and food is sponsored by Golden Crust. So please, 646-504-5778 or 347-962-7168.
And there's a 347-770-8446 if people want to cash, or 8447.
All right. John.
Wow, brother.
So I believe I'm gonna have a birthday party, right?
When?
January.
Hey, Mr. Patrice, what's going on? January 27th. January, I think it's January 27th. So I gotta let me double check.
In the United States, right?
Yeah, in the United States.
You know.
But thank you, Kev. Kev was my former student. Kev is almost 40, right, Kev? Excellent. Eddie, yes. Thank you so much. Right.
I understand. How old are you? If
Yeah.
he's almost 40, how old are you? My
My
God.
oldest student is like 48. My oldest student is 48. John, you know that Nicola was at your former student, Nicola, your former employee, Nicola
Yeah.
Marshall, right?
What?
She was she attended, she was a senior my first year of teaching. Uh yeah, she was, and you know, we know that she's in her 40s, right? So that tells you how long I've been teaching. Thank you, Mr. Gentile. Hope to see you at my 11 on Monday, Monday the 20th. So hope to see you there.
You going out already? You
Um,
touring the world already?
yeah, yeah. I mean, gonna take it's there's a ribbon cutting ceremony, so I'm gonna attend, and hopefully Eddie will be able to make it as well.
Okay.
So January 27th, I'm doing a birthday party, invitation only and RSVP only. I didn't thought your government. I'm just so proud of you, right? I'm just so proud of you, Kev. Um, thank you, Margaret. I appreciate you. Um, long time I haven't seen you, Margaret. Long time, long time. So January 27th, invitation only. I guess the flyers will be up. Um, and so people can come out and celebrate my birthday. You know, after this weekend, after these 10 days, I like what John was saying earlier, John, uh, celebrate life, right?
That's it. Every
And you
day.
and you celebrate it every day. Um, you're gonna have your haters out there,
Hmm.
but I find that I have more lovers out there. And so even with the haters, I am good.
That's
I
it.
am good with all the haters, because um, I thank you. Yeah, you're the man, Kev. You are the man. Kev actually went on our first educational trip to Europe too, as well. So that's kind of exciting.
Well,
Um,
so earlier, you guys, before Dr. Sanchez came on, you guys were discussing Diddy.
right.
Diddy. And I think John mentioned that, you know, similar to R. Kelly. I said once one come out, another will come out, and it'll just keep snowballing.
Yeah, it spirals, right? It always spirals.
Hmm.
But I am 100% because a lot of
Don't
people.
be 100%. You were not in their relationship, so don't be
No,
100%.
no, 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 no. I'm
Okay.
saying I'm in agreement with you 100%. Like,
Okay.
like I do believe that more people are going to come out.
Hmm.
I do believe that more women are going to come forward, and say that he had inappropriate relationship with them. I agree with you with that, because you never see what they call it. You never see smoke without fire.
Yeah, 19
Yeah, a lot of
years.
time that's bullshit too.
Yeah, I'm willing to agree, John. Like I said, I feel that Carrie or Cassie is about money. I really do. I think that she's looking for money. I remember all the cases with Michael Jackson. They were looking for money. The R. Kelly situation was also about money. It was also about money. Let people not forget that. Like, that mom was looking for money. The mom basically set him up, right? She set him up, and he was stupid enough to take the fall. Um, I see. What's that comment by Chris? Uh,
The first one,
yeah, that one.
glad to see you on your show and in good health. More health, wealth, and prosperity to you. Lots of love for you from me and my family. Prayers of always.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Thank
And
you
then
so
the
much.
other one, Pat Rice, was what's up, cuz.
Yo,
Yes.
Roderick.
Yeah.
You know, some people might think it's a conspiracy. You know, that you're not here. You know, maybe there's other reasons. Maybe he's helping George Santos out. You know, trying to
Maybe
get his
helping George
dangerous,
Santos
his
to
soon to be former
have a
becoming a
defense.
former
Re-election.
congressperson.
Hmm.
John. I find it funny, right? I find it
Oh
funny.
no, no, Yvette. But let's get even to not even Santos.
No, wait, hold
Right?
on.
Oh, go ahead.
Don't leave from Santos yet, because I have two comments for you and see your response to them. They were talking to one Republican,
The I said he was shocked.
right, from the Freedom Caucus, right? I forgot his name. He's out of Ohio. He's out of Ohio. And he was undecided about whether or not he would vote for impeachment. Right? He was undecided even after it was a bipartisan vote. I think it was almost unanimous vote to say that he violated campaign finance laws and he did things that were unethical, inappropriate, and downright criminal. And some members of the Republican Party are still holding out. And he says he's not running for election again. But do you think he'll make it to election?
Who, Santos?
Yeah.
Santos ain't running for re-election, man.
No, I know he's not running, but I'm saying, do you think that he will even make it? Because I think, like he says, he's not running for re-election based upon the findings of the ethics committee. But
And
I think
they
he
submitted
said that.
the paperwork to Department of Justice.
Right. But I think he just said that to try to back everybody off and just let him finish his term. But do you think that he'll make it to the end of his term next year?
Do you think he'll make it to the end of the term next year?
No. I think after this report, I think there might be enough votes to
they have to resubmit it again?
I think there's enough votes now to
get him out of there?
basically expel him from the House of Representatives.
Congress. So you think he's going to resign?
No, he says he's going. He says he's not running for re-election. The question is whether he's going to be resigned. I think,
the governor asked him to.
The governor doesn't mean anything about the governor. They ask him. That don't mean nothing.
What the governor asked don't matter because she's a Democrat. That don't mean nothing.
But it's his colleagues that sit with him, and if they can't deal with him, they can't trust him, and they're going to expect.
They don't care.
Nah.
They want power.
Nah, they still have power.
So you think they're gonna go?
They still will have power with Santos.
I personally think that if the Republicans don't impeach him from office, I think they're going to lose their hold on Congress.
No, they're going to lose their hold on Congress anyway. They're not up to George Santos.
But I think that would solidify it, though, John. Right? I think that it would solidify it. Because
let's get on to the other people.
He used their money for Botox surgery.
Hey, I don't believe any of that shit until
the report come out.
Yeah, I don't see the report. Botox surgery. Everybody wants to sensationalize.
Yeah,
and just even even getting to what's going on with the man now. The crap that the feds are trying to do. First of all, by leaking story by story, basically trying to make him, they're trying to make him a one-term man, especially with all the leaks and everything that's going around. If you leak any of their information, they're ready to arrest you and convict you they're ready to arrest you for obstruction of justice. But to go down the path that they're doing, pulling him over or whatever at an event and grabbing his cell phones or electronic devices, that could be quickly remedied by calling up his attorney and says, hey, tell your guy to bring me these things. You know what I'm saying? They just, and this is the problem. And that will expose them for who they are. The feds are nothing but a political animal who are basically run by those progressive or those far left individuals who are frustrated, want to be elected officials who can't run for an election because they think they don't want to go what normal people have to go out there and meet people, understand who people are. They want to sit in their ivory offices and pass judgment upon people who are in elected positions. But some might say I'm disgruntled, but no, I'm not disgruntled. I'm just calling it as I see it because it's full of shit. And for them to even now politicize, to criminalize something that you do, Roger. If I call the president of the community board saying I need help, can you put me in contact with an agency so I can get a permit or whatever it is? You know what the problem is, ladies and gentlemen and villagers? We would not have to do that if people in government who man these offices, these agencies would do their damn job. The problem is they're public, they're civil service, and they know they can't get fired unless they do something drastic. So they take their sweet ass time, to get things done.
You know, I don't think I don't think, and I strongly hope, right? I don't think, and I strongly hope. Andre, pull up Eddie Gentile's comment about that one. If he finishes a full term, would he still be entitled to lifetime health benefits and a pension? I think the answer to that is no. I believe that he has to serve a certain amount of terms. I thought it was just one term, but I think, Andre, you can fact check that. But I think you have to spend 3 terms in office.
You talking about Judge Santos?
Yeah. I think he has to spend 3 terms.
Oh, I don't know.
Right. Before he gets the lifetime pension. 3 terms in office. I mean, going back, I find this crazy, right? I find this crazy, and you're right. The feds do things that are, questionable, to say the least, right? To say the least, and a lot of people. He's more moderate than the far left to me, because the far right doesn't matter in New York City. So it's the far left that is pushing the agenda. The polls came out today on the Republican side. Tim Scott dropped out from South Carolina.
He needed to go, man.
Yeah, he dropped out. The Nikki Haley, right? Nikki Haley has gained tremendously.
Yeah, but none of them gained enough to come there to
Donald Trump
to challenge Trump. It's going to be
but Trump lead has fallen.
It's fallen, but remember.
But it's sizable. It's still a double-digit lead, a significant double-digit lead. He was at 42%, and Nikki Haley was at 20%, and then Chris Christie is third. I personally, Chris Christie, I think I would vote for Chris Christie amongst all 3, right?
I agree with you.
Right. Because he's more for moderate thinking Republican. But
he has streak of racism still with him.
All Republicans have streak of racism.
What do you mean Christie's streak of racism? Explain, Dr. Brown.
He does. There was a comment he made not too long ago, still going back to Obama. Why does Obama have to come up in his mouth and talking about what was it? I can't remember.
If you're gonna make a comment like that, you gotta have that.
No, it's true.
You say he makes streaks of racism, so what is it? You can't make that statement.
It's not about the birth paper, because that's a Trumpian thing, and they went with it, right? They went with it for the campaign, if that's what you're talking about. Like, prove that he's an American. Trump was very big on that, right? Because you wanted him to produce his birth paper because they were asking about his taxes and those kind of things. So it's very feasible. I don't know what he said. I'm not aware of it, but if you ask Andre to Google it.
Yeah, look it up, please.
Right, let him look it up and find out. There are a couple of comments on screen which I can't read.
It's Yo, Mr. Daly. Glad to see you're up and running.
Justin, right? Go back, Roger F. Daly. I saw something say Roger F. Daly. Oh, okay, Just. Right, bless up, Just. Um,
Yeah, but that Combs article is heavy.
what,
So coffee.
what,
Yeah,
what
that's
Yeah,
heavy.
about drugs, about
That's
prostitution,
it's heavy, man.
about alcohol.
Oh,
It
Sean?
wasn't-
I didn't hear
Yeah,
the name.
It's
Oh,
Sean Combs. I
Sean
mean,
Combs.
a lawsuit like that affects his brand. I mean,
Yeah, well,
but
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think so.
No,
I think so because let me tell you. Remember, he had different group bands
no,
that
yeah. Sorry.
and his young people. So there was this. I wouldn't say disgruntled, but there was a lot of young people pointing at some negative things he's done. So with the drugs and remember his case go back before with Jennifer Lopez when the
Mhm.
whole club situation with the gun. She even mentioned that he had her carry guns for him. So
Yeah, and his bodyguard. I want to say I think he's not going to take a hit like Kanye West took a hit. And the reason why he's not going to take a hit like Kanye, I believe, only thing that's going to make him take a hit is if he has to pay out money.
no, I
Because
don't think it's not going to do that kind of because
no, hold on.
Kanye did something more of.
No, hold on, John. What I'm saying is like unlike Kanye, he owns his companies. He has his LLCs. Kanye was he was a spokesman.
No, but he still has brand. He still gets.
Yeah, it could take a hit, but I don't think he's going to take a hit like Kanye took a hit.
like the alcohol, a lot of people thought he was part ownership of the alcohol.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Well, yeah. So things like that, he's going to take a hit on. Where's the spokesperson for this thing? He's going to take a hit. But his music industry, the Combs LLC, he'll take a hit, but not like Kanye. Remember, Kanye's net worth shrunk, like he was almost a billionaire, and he went down to like 100 and something million, right? He might have gotten something back now because things have been quiet in the last year and a half for Kanye, but it's a different kind of. You get what I'm saying, John? Like,
Yeah.
right? I own versus I'm dependent on you to give me money.
Well, it's still heavy anyway. Just
Yeah,
that.
it is.
It's
Andre,
still
put up
heavy.
Will's last comment. Right there. Yeah, that one. Joe, anyone to read that?
Is it true black people started the Republican Party? If not, I am sure it's true black people were more Republicans in the past, like the residents of Black
Oh,
Wall
something
Street,
already?
icon like Jackie Robinson. It's crazy how today it's totally flipped.
Yeah,
It has to deal. It has to deal with a lot of. You know what? It deals with at that period of time in history. You know, it was the Democrats in the South who did not want to. That's how the Civil War got started. Because you had the Democrats who were in the South did not want to relinquish slavery. It was also an economic engine, and you had the Republicans up north who's advocating for to abolish that. And then you go to the '60s, where you had the Democrats still pushing against certain things, the Voting Rights Act and stuff like that. The Republicans in support of it. So it's always been, there's periods and times where it flips because now you see the Republicans were always law and order, but now, they're the ones who want to defund law enforcement, not defund police, but defund law enforcement.
You know, I want to just quickly, because I know we have like about 30 seconds. First of all, happy birthday to my Uncle Trevor. Happy birthday, Marlene. Today's your birthday. I didn't get a chance to say happy birthday to my Auntie Bev. His birthday was last week.
Also want to shout out happy birthday to my daughter, Jordana. And congratulations to my daughter, Kira, for, I think we talked about it, passing the bar exam.
But still, you can't mention it more times.
She's a full-fledged lawyer now. She can pay rent.
Yeah, pay you right. I agree. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for. I'm sorry. You have any wishes, Dr. Bryant, before we?
Happy holidays. Next week, be safe. Enjoy the time with your family and friends. It's not promised to you. So take that time to relax. Take each day as a Thanksgiving day.
Amen.
Be thankful for life and health.
Yes.
And we're thankful to have you back daily.
Thank you.
I don't know about that. We thankful.
John, make sure I have my bread for tomorrow, please, because I'm looking forward to it for.
All jokes aside, everyone have a happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, wait. Happy early birthday, Maritza, because your birthday is coming up on Saturday. I'm sorry.
Roger, can you imagine if we did that to her?
Sorry, I just saw her.
Villagers, you've just seen for yourself,
is. So I have to say
happy birthday to my brother. His birthday is going to be on Monday. Jermaine Cameron. Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
No. Happy birthday to my daughter, Kira. She'll be 29 on the 23rd.
Okay. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I say thank you so much. I'm home. I got home late last night, so I'm so excited.
Bless.
10 days. So thank you all, man. I felt all those prides. I felt the love. I felt excited. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, viewing, participating on The Village. Please hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. We're looking to grow, and we cannot grow without you. Thank you. We are dedicated to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life through education, helping each one of us into realizing our dreams, any age, at any time, starting from today. Success is not just spoken, it is done. God bless each and every one of you. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. We'll see you in 2 weeks. God bless.
Bye.
And thank you, all of my villagers out there, for watching.
Yes, peace, love, and
go audition for the movie role now.